Hello, we just finished meeting for pronunciation practice on Tuesday, November 2nd. And we spent time on the meanings of words as well as the pronunciation. So we didn't maybe get as many done, but we got more information. So I'll try to remember all the things we talked about. Three is miss. And this is, it can also be like hit or miss. Sounds like I. The stressed vowel is I. So not E, but I. The tongue's a little lower. Miss. This is title for unmarried women or just younger women in general. And Mrs. You have to use this with a title. So if you just said Miss, you could say, "Excuse me, Miss," but you couldn't say, "Excuse me, Mrs." You would have to use it with their last name. So you would have to know them. "Excuse me, Mrs. Barb." It is for married women. And the vowel, stressed vowel, is still I, Miss, and then an is, Mrs. And number five is just the MS as a title, Ms. And so you also have to use it with their last name, Ms. Barb. But this one, you don't know, are they married or not married? Are they young or old? It doesn't matter. It's mysterious. You don't know what it is. And it was invented for that reason because, well, what if I don't want everybody to know I'm not married and everyone to know I'm married? So Ms. is no information. You just know it's a woman and that's it. Ms. And the same I vowel, but the S sounds like a Z. Ms. Ma'am, no D. Ma'am is the vowel A. So you have to open and keep your lips back, ma'am. And this is not a title. You can say, "Excuse me, ma'am." And it's a little older woman. So um, it sounds like man, but with an M at the end, ma'am. So I remember the first time I was called ma'am. It's always a shock because then you know that somebody, and it's usually a younger person, sees you as an older person. And there's no definite ages for this, it's just all perception. So when you're 17, somebody who's 25 looks much older, like a ma'am. But when you are 25, you don't feel old, you still feel like a miss. So it's shocking. So um, it's very unclear. And if you're not sure and you don't know somebody's name and you don't want to offend them by calling them something too old or too young, ma'am or miss, just say "excuse me." Just leave out a title or something to call them completely. "Excuse me." Halloween. It looks like an A and it's an ah. Ha. Ha. Halloween. Saint. We don't really pronounce the T unless there's a vowel after it. Saint. So the tongue goes to the N and T position and just holds it there. Saint Nicholas or Saint Nick comes up at Christmas time. So that might be coming up more. Sent. Watching my accent. Nine is I sent a letter or scent, a smell. Same exact vowel, scent. And you will hear the T if there's a vowel after it. So I sent a letter. Sand. Again, you won't hear the D. I'll just hold it in the ND position. Sand. Like, um, what's with the sand? You won't hear it, but there's sand all over the place. Sandal. Then you'll release it and it'll connect to the A. This one, you can have two choices. So I put it on two separate lines because the vowels are different. You can say length with an E, kind of, length. And this is the ing. The back of your tongue is going very high, like ring, making the ing, length. Or you can say, and this is from the dictionary, not just me making it up, length. And the vowel is as in head. So it's more flat in the mouth, length. Width is weird because you do stop the airflow like with a D. It doesn't have to be in a perfect D position, wid, but you're going forward for the TH. So before you stick your tongue completely out, well, not completely out, but between your teeth for the TH, if you don't have a D and stop the airflow, it will sound like with, like I'll go with you. But you have to stop the airflow a little bit with a D, and it can be made closer to the front of the mouth behind the front teeth. Width. So pause, stop the air briefly. Width. Width. Isn't that weird? I don't think it happens very often with very many words. With a slight pause, stop the air, width. It does happen with depth because you close your lips for the P, but not for very long, and then you're releasing for airflow for the TH, depth, depth. And if you don't want to say those versions, length, length, width, and depth, you can say how long is it, how wide is it, or how deep is it. Excuse me. Shortened. So you don't say the T in the middle. That time I muted. Short, and your tongue goes up for the T position, but it's also the same as the N position. So you hold it there. Shortened. And I'm not going to release the D unless there's a vowel after it. Shortened. Shortened. If I said we shortened, oops, we shortened our we shortened our class. Shortened our. Then you'll hear it. Shortened our. And pause, like let's pause here, and dog's feet, pause, sound exactly the same with an ah and a z. Paw, pause, pose. You have to round your lips more for the O. Pose. And you can say behavior, but it's not stressed, so that B will change to a B. Behavior. Behavior. And it doesn't look like it, but there is like a yer, a Y in there. Behavior. Be on your best behavior. Soothing. This TH is a voiced TH. I'm going to get through this. I won't lose my voice. I'll get through this before I lose my voice. Soothing. The TH has voicing. Soothing. So it does take a little more time pushing your tongue forward and making the sound. Soothing. Laugh. The vowel is ah. I spelled it with two F's because you can see it spelled this way sometimes for fun, I guess. Laugh. Ah. Keep the lips back. Love. The vowel is I love it. You'll hear the V more when it's connected to a vowel. I love it. And the vowel is so the tongue is low in the middle and pulled back. Love. Loft. I'm not going to release the T unless there's a vowel after it. Loft. I live in a loft. That loft is great. Loft is. And the vowel is ah. Life. The vowel is I, so you need time for your tongue to rise. Life. 23 as a verb. I live here. Where do you live? And live in the moment. The vowel is I, as in hit. So your tongue is not too high. Live. And if your tongue is high, it will sound like 25. Leave. Your tongue is very high. Leave. Leave me alone. So on the vowel diagram, eat is very high, is leave. Excuse me, leave me alone. And it is live, a little more flat. Where do you live? I live here. And I skipped 24, which is live, meaning the adjective we're on live TV. And that's another I, like life. So 22. Let's do all the L's. Okay, starting with 19. Laugh, love, loft, life, live, live, leave. Drawing. I always thought this was a weird word. Draw, the vowel is ah. Drawing, which is different than drying, like drying clothes. And that's I. Tongue goes very high. Mummy can have two meanings. It can mean like the Egyptian corpse, which is a dead body, and you see it around Halloween time, like the Halloween creature that's wrapped up in fabric. So it could be that mummy, but the difference in British and American English for mother, British will say mummy, mum, mummy, and Americans say mom and mommy. So the vowel here in 27 is m, low in the middle, pulled back, mummy. And 28, mommy, open more, mommy. Deluxe. deluxe. 30, you can say either way, stress on the first syllable, perfume, or stress on the second syllable, perfume, perfume, perfume. Misogynistic, misogynistic. And 32, there's no R until the end. So when I say O, my tongue is flat and then it goes up for the D, odor, odor. But 33, my tongue starts curled back, ord, and up for the D and then back for the R, order, order. So you have to have a lot stronger R from the very beginning to make it sound like I have a food order to go. Do I order here? It's a lot of R's. Counterfeit. You don't have to say the middle T because it comes after an N in the unstressed syllable, so it can disappear. Counterfeit. Scrupulous. Scrupulous. Reverberate. Reverber or reverba because it's not stressed. Reverberate. Inertia. Inertia. And 38, you have options. You can say or ob at the beginning because it's not stressed. The stress is on tus. Obtuse or obtuse. That's where we stopped. I will put these on our list for next Tuesday, get that started. And if you couldn't join us today, I hope you can join us next Tuesday or tomorrow for intonation practice or next Monday for more pronunciation practice. You're welcome anytime. Thanks.